Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining. We'll speak together today about the data management plan and our learning objectives for our seminar today. We'll look at the rationale for creating a robust data management plan. DMP is the acronym that is used to signify data management plan. So if I fall into that DMP, you'll know what I'm speaking about. We'll describe the documentation required for a DMP when utilizing both paper and electronic data capture applications. So we'll list the components of a data management plan as defined in the Society for Clinical Data Management, GCP document. The principles of the data management plan is taken from that document, and we'll be speaking to, let's say, the best practices and the minimum standards. And so we'll look at applying standards for creating, approving, and maintaining data management plans as well as part of our learning objectives. So by definition, a data management plan provides a detailed description of how to handle our data under any foreseeable circumstances and establishes processes to handle things when things don't happen as we had hoped. So it's basically our document that describes all the processes that are in place for us to do data management. So from the perspective of your organization, the data management group will have what's called the data management plan, which will describe in great detail how they're going to process the data and all of, let's say, the considerations for database, etc. So we have this document, and there is a sample that you have received of two different types of template. If you haven't identified or created your template yet, there's some hints on what might be included in that document. So when we look at deliverables from a data management standpoint, our main deliverable is to provide an analyzable database to biostatistics. And we have to ensure that it's accurate, secure, reliable, and ready for analyses. And we can go back to the good clinical or the good document practices and how we are supposed to have the supporting documentation for certain things. From the standpoint from data management, and we look at the data management plan, that is also an auditable document. And so when we devise this template and this plan for our study, and we should have the data management plan for each individual clinical trial that we conduct. And if we have a standard template that we use where we update certain paragraphs to include the specificity for the protocol, it should be a way for all of the team members to have a consistent approach to how they're going to do your data management activities. As I mentioned, it's an auditable document. I've been out to conduct audits for data management departments for clients, and it's one of the documents that I look at in addition to standard operating procedures to see if indeed they do have a data management plan and how it's constructed and how we can determine that they've actually followed what they've put in their DMP. So the purpose of a data management plan is we're going to document our processes and procedures. It will promote consistent, efficient, and effective data management practices. We can use this when we're bringing other people on board to the study that haven't been assigned to that project previously, and so they'll be able to see exactly how we're going to do our processes with our data. It also communicates to the stakeholders information to create that database that's ready for analyses. So when we sit at the table or at a meeting with the different disciplines that are involved in the clinical research project, the data management plan will describe to our colleagues exactly what we intend to do and how we intend to manage the data for this study. It will document our DM practices and decisions pertaining to the study. So there may be sections in there where if we are doing a certain process and something comes up that something needs to be changed, that change will be documented in the data management plan. You talk about it as being a quote-unquote a live or living document, which means that when things change, the document also has to go along with those changes. You also have to comply with regulatory guidelines and our standard operating procedures. And any protocol updates or any procedural updates, SOP updates that will then require a different way of managing the data will have to be addressed in that document and kept current.